Hey guys, welcome back to the Let's Play series. This is episode 3. You guys didn't think I'd make it, did you? Yep, that's right. Episode 3. I have really been having fun making these videos. I didn't think that I would stick to it this well, but yeah, we're here, episode 3. Somehow this feels like a nice milestone for me. I've been really enjoying making these videos, and I'm actually really proud of the progress that I've made just in these few episodes. So if you are enjoying the videos and watching, I really appreciate it. I know there's a few of you that have been watching, and I really appreciate you guys. There's a few things that I want to get to in episode 3 here. I went to the ancient city last episode, and I haven't done a lot of building, and there's just some maintenance and quality of life things that I should get to here in the third episode. For one, the base needs a little bit of work. I don't have a dedicated storage system right now, and I'm not planning on building some huge redstone storage system today, but what I do need to do is just get a little bit more organized and get a little bit more storage, because I don't have enough chests as it is to store everything. I've been collecting a lot of wood off camera just before I started recording, just to prepare for some builds that I want to do. And yeah, I discovered that I really do not have enough space to keep all the resources that I am collecting. So one big thing that we need to do is work on the base and a storage system. Something else that I want to think about doing in this episode is working on a way to get in and out of this valley a little bit easier, because most times when I have to get out of here and go to the surrounding areas, I have to climb over the mountain and back down. So I dug a little test tunnel down there. I think what I'm going to do is try and have tunnels that go in the 4 cardinal directions, so that we have easy ways to get in and out of this little valley. All right, the first thing that we're going to tackle today is moving our storage system. I need a good place to keep all of my blocks. This area right here was just temporary, and I'm thinking that I'm going to move all my chests over here. I'm going to build a storage room right here, and it's going to be kind of a hallway I'm envisioning, and I'll have chests on either side, something like that. So let me clear out some land, and I'll bring you guys back in just a bit. As I was digging out space for the storage room, I was hearing some zombie sounds, and I went to investigate, which led me to some unlit caves, and that ended up sending me on an almost 2-hour expedition to light up all the caves under my base and collecting all the resources I could see. Eventually, once I had gone through all the caves, lit them all up, I returned to the storage room. I started moving everything over, organizing the chests, and then I worked on, this roof design. This is what I landed with. I like the way that the storage room turned out. It's simple, but I like it. It's simple but effective, we'll say. I'm using signs right now to label it, but I think I might want to try using some item frames with blocks in them. It might be a little bit faster for me to know what I'm looking at, as opposed to like reading the text on the sign. The next project I want to try and tackle in this episode is actually working on a bee farm, because I don't want these lamps to oxidize, because if they oxidize, it gets pretty dark in here. So in order to wax these, I'm going to need to set up a bee farm so that I can get some honeycomb, and then I'll be able to wax these copper bulbs. So I'm going to try and figure out a bee farm design. I'll probably look one up online. That's going to probably be the easiest way to get this set up. Just a simple bee farm. I don't need anything crazy, something just small to get a little bit of beeswax and maybe some honey blocks. So I've watched a few videos on bee farms and how they work, and I think I'm going to try and do my own design because I want to have a farm that I can actually go inside of. I don't want it to be just a, one gap of air area like most of the bee farms are, like this, and then you'll have like the bee nest right here. I'm not going to put it down because the bees will fly out. But this is basically, most of the designs just look like this, right? And there's a one little air gap where bees can fly around. It might be more efficient to do it that way, but I think I want to try and have like an apiary, a bee farm that I can like walk around in, and I think I want to make a building over here that I can house the bee farm in. And I think on either side of the building, I'm gonna have honey production and honeycomb production. And I think that'll be cool. And then I can put a bunch of flowers inside, and that way that you can actually see the bees flying around and interacting versus just like a one little air block gap. I'm gonna clear out a little bit of this land, and probably not gonna build the whole building today, but I think I'm just gonna lay down the farm and then I'll build a building around it, and kind of make it look like a little greenhouse or apiary type build. So that's the plan. Let me clear out some land and I'll bring you guys back in just a bit. I forgot to hit record again. I stopped the recording and I forgot to start it again. So let me just update you where we are. Both farms are built and working. They're super simple. It's just a comparator reading out the signal from the beehive. Once that signal length reaches up here, then you know that the beehive is ready to harvest, and at the same time it will dispense a bottle or shears on the other side. And that's how we're getting the honeycomb and honey bottles right now. At first I was just letting the bees roam free because I thought they might stick around because the flowers are here, but they ended up just flying everywhere else. Some flew over the mountain and just left, and others, I don't even know where they went. They're just gone. So I built this temporary box around the farms so I can keep the bees enclosed for now. All right, I think I have an idea of what I want to build for this honey farm. The only issue is I am all out of sand and there are no deserts around. So I'm going to have to go on a journey and find a desert somewhere. Probably not too close by. I'm playing on large biomes, so chances are I'm going to have to travel close to 10,000 blocks to find a desert, if that. So let's try and find a desert. I'm going to grab my horse. I'm going to go grab some sand, and I also want to build with dark oak. So if I can find a dark oak forest on the way, that would be great. All right, let's see where we end up. I've collected all the materials that I need to make this apiary, so let's get started. First, I want to lay down the foundation. All right, so I've done some work on the apiary, and I kind of like how it's looking. The roof shape is a little odd to me. Yeah, it's just a little odd. I don't know if it's quite right. I might have to tweak it a little bit. I tried putting a wood pillar in the middle, or wood beam across, to give it a little bit more structure, just to make it look a little less odd, but I don't know. I'm gonna have to tweak it just a little bit. But it's looking good. There's some detailing that needs to go into it still. This is still very basic, but you know, I'll add some detailing as we go. Let me take you inside. I've got some copper bulbs here, lighting up this double door passageway to make sure that the bees don't get out. We've got, this is the honey bottle production over there, and it's kind of broken right now. I have to fix it. And then over here is the honeycomb production, which is doing amazing. So that's it. I'm gonna decorate inside here. I want to make this look a whole lot nicer. I'm gonna add some campfires, I think. Something different than grass. I'm hoping I can get moss at some point. I'll have to go traveling again and find some moss. But yeah, I'm liking how this is looking. Hey, and just like that, we've got some decoration done on the bee farm. So I had some leaves, some flowers, a little bit of bamboo even to the outside here, just to make it look more alive. Let's go inside and check out the inside. Now this isn't finished, but I threw some glowberries down, some campfires covered in trapdoors so the bees don't kill themselves, some flowers on the ground. Eventually I do want to get some moss in here, maybe even some of those azalea leaves or the azalea bushes. Yeah, I have some plans for using the new crafter block with the bee farm on this side. I'm having an issue right now where the bottles are getting stuck in the hopper for some reason, and then they're not collecting the honey again. So I'm gonna have to look into that, but I've got some more plans for this using the crafter so that I can automate a little bit of you know, the honey block production and something else that I want to do with the honeycomb. So yeah, this is how it's looking. I like it. I think we definitely need to add like a tree here or something because it looks kind of alone over there down at the end of the path. So I think we need to decorate a little bit more on the path, maybe a custom tree or something like that. Anyways, I think it's time to move on to the last project that I want to tackle in this episode, and that is working on those paths that I was talking about. Yeah, I want to be able to get in and out of this valley super easy, and I want to have tunnels that go in the 4 cardinal directions like I was talking about. So I have a tunnel down here that I've dug out, and I think this is the first tunnel that I want to work on because this tunnel actually leads out pretty close to a village that's just over that edge of the mountain. And that leads into another project that I want to tackle soon, which is getting villagers, because I have grabbed a couple mending books over at the village just to, you know, save my tools from dying. But we're definitely going to need a lot more mending for the rest of our armor and the rest of our tools before they start all falling apart. So this is the end of the tunnel here that I was talking about. It doesn't exactly come out at ground level, and I don't know what I want to do to solve that issue. I might think about having a slant so the tunnel might gradually increase, or I might think about lowering all the tunnels by whatever this is, like 20 blocks, maybe even more, so that, yeah, because it would be nice to have the tunnels come out right at this height right here. Now, one thing we're going to have to consider, though, is if we do lower the tunnels, we are going to have to go down about 24 blocks from this position right here, which isn't a huge issue. We just have to think about, you know, how we want to do that. Do we want to have the tunnels be completely below ground and then there's one way to come up? I think that is a better solution. Or do we want to completely dig out this valley even more and do a lot of terraforming so that this whole area has the tunnels exposed right here in the center? So that's something I'm going to have to think about with this tunnel system. Do I want to have the tunnels exposed when I'm down here at the center of this valley, or do I want to have them completely underground and then I'll have just one little tunnel that kind of brings you up to the surface? I'm kind of leaning towards that one tunnel or staircase that brings you up to the surface instead of having this whole area dug out another 24 blocks down. So I think I'm going to go ahead and build the tunnels underground 24 blocks below this position right here. And I'll decide later whether or not I want to dig out the whole area or if I want to just have one tunnel that comes out. So let's get to it.
Out there alone on the highway, she had a broken wing, she's trying to hide, and I was much too old to act on a feeling.
So the tunnel's been dug, and I spent a little time widening it a little bit. So we got a 3x3 tunnel here, and this will take us all the way out to the outside world there. So this is perfect. This is exactly what we wanted, and it's going to be super easy to ride horses, for instance, in and out of here. And I think that's what I want to try and do, is have the ability to ride a horse in and out of this mountain. It's kind of a long tunnel. I've also thought about, instead of doing horses, doing a ice road with a boat, but I think it's just a little bit too short where it would be kind of not worth it to set up an entire ice road. But anyways, this is where it comes out right here. And just on the other side of that hill, there's a village right there. And that's the closest village I can find right now. I've already got a mending villager set up there, but I'd want to set up a villager breeder. And yeah, there's the village right there. You can see it off in the distance. So I want to set up a villager breeder and get a trading hall set up so that I can, have mending on all the rest of my tools. But that's all going to have to wait until next episode. I'm running out of time for this episode, and I want to make sure I get this out in a timely manner so you guys can watch it. Yeah, so villagers probably next episode. I also have something else to show you over here. Just get inside the wall really quick. So over here in my ender chest, I have some eyes of ender. I think it's about time we try and find the stronghold and defeat the dragon, because I want to get wings soon. I want to be able to explore a little bit easier. It's definitely tough playing on a large biome world without wings, because in order for me to go and get materials, especially like when I went to go get dark oak and sand in a desert, it took me over 10,000 blocks to find those biomes. So having a pair of wings and just being able to fly to these locations would be so much easier than me, riding around on a horse or even walking sometimes to find these biomes. So yeah, that's the plan. Maybe wings next episode, definitely some villagers. I think I also want to get a beacon before I try digging out another tunnel, because it didn't take too long, but it's not fun mining through a bunch of stone when you don't have a beacon. So I got a lot of things that I want to get to in the next episode. So I really want to thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.